Hi, I'm Dylan Bentley, and this is my advanced sensing project for interactive materials. So what I've done is I've taken the UV sensor, and I've basically done a prototype of what I see my final project being. Uh, and the data in here is going through Arduino and then getting sent out to Max MSP through the serial ports. And that data, in turn, is getting turned into MIDI signals, or MIDI data. I'm going to start with the Arduino though to explain how this works. So in the Arduino code, it's just the sample code that's comes with the sensor, but just modified it only to send UV and visible light for now. Since I'm inside, I'm not using the UV sensor for this prototype, but I envision my final product being outside. So the UV data will be more interesting. So for now, it's just visible light. And so as you can see, it's just printing out to the serial with, I changed it instead of having visible and UV being the prefix for the data. It's now just numbers, so it's a little bit easier to filter in Max MSP. And so in Max, I just have it set up to read the serial port. And I'm using a modified version of the patch that was provided. It's filtering out the equals sign. I just found that helpful because it made the code make a little bit more sense when you look at it in the serial monitor in Arduino. And then sensor 1 would be the UV data, but I don't have that doing anything right now, but you can see that it's changing slowly over time. And then sensor 2 is actually the visible light. And so what's happening is the visible light, as it changes and there's more visible light, then the Metro object sends out a bang message quicker, and those bangs go over to this random object where it picks a random number between 0 and 7, and depending on that number, it'll route that, and then depending on which number it is, it will trigger MIDI notes within a single scale. And so you can see those MIDI notes planned out. It's just for a scale starting at MIDI note 45, and then it goes into a bunch of make note objects that ideally would be overlapping. So this is just preparation for it eventually being wind chime sounds. For now, it's just piano sounds. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the Metro object on so you can hear the difference, and I'll start with the sensor uncovered. You can see in here the data is changing depending on what parts of the sensor are covered up. Yep, so that's my prototype for the sensing project. In the final project, I'd like to incorporate a little bit more than just UV sensing. It also would detect visible light as well, and would change different parameters of the project. But for now, this is just a prototype to kind of get the idea out there so I can start working with it now rather than later.